Welcome to BookJuice, where quiet time becomes soul time. Whether you're folding laundry, riding through traffic, or just finally exhaling after a long day, this reflection is for you. Have you ever felt like you were constantly translating yourself? Like every room you walk into asks you to shrink a little more until you can't even remember what your full self feels like? That's the ache passing gives voice to. Not in rage, not in rebellion, but in something more dangerous: silence. Set against the backdrop of 1920s Harlem, the Harlem Renaissance, the peak of Black artistic and cultural awakening, we don't get jazz or joy here. We get two women, and a tension so quiet, so internal, it practically hums beneath every line. Irene Redfield, Claire Kendry, two light-skinned Black women, two paths, two performances. Claire walks through the world as a white woman, married to a white man who has no idea she's Black and who openly mocks and despises Black people. Irene, meanwhile, lives within the lines, respectable, careful, stable. She's married to a Black doctor, raising her children, hosting polite tea parties. But when Claire re-enters her life, everything begins to crack. Because Claire is bold, seductive, reckless. She wants back into the Black community, into Irene's life, into the version of herself she gave up in order to survive. And Irene, she wants Claire gone, and yet she can't look away. There's admiration, there's resentment, there's attraction, there's fear. You ever meet someone who reminds you of everything you buried? That's what Claire is to Irene, a mirror, a temptation, a warning. Because Claire threatens to expose what Irene won't admit, that she's not whole either, that her carefully constructed life is held together by control, not peace, that maybe she's not as righteous as she seems, and maybe she doesn't even know who she is anymore. The word passing feels simple until you realize it applies to all of us. Passing as okay when you're falling apart. Passing as confident when you're terrified. Passing as the good one, the safe one, the one who won't cause trouble. But here's the truth Larsen forces us to confront. You can only split yourself for so long before something breaks. And that's what makes this book so haunting. Not just the racial dynamics, which are sharp and essential, but the emotional ones. Desire, repression, performance, identity. Larsen doesn't offer resolution. She offers exposure. Every sentence is precise. Every moment feels like it could collapse into something irreversible. And when it finally does, when Claire falls or is pushed from that window, we're not given an explanation. We're left with silence, with a death that feels like an ending and a beginning all at once. Was it jealousy? Was it love? Was it fear? Larsen doesn't tell us, because that's not the point. The point is, this is what happens when people are forced to hide. When safety requires self-erasure, when survival demands performance, when truth becomes too costly to speak. Juice drop, everything must be paid for. Even the privilege of pretending to be someone you're not. And yes, we say it out loud because it matters. So here's your reflection. What parts of you have you been silencing just to stay accepted? And what would it cost you to be fully, unapologetically known? Drop a comment. Let's talk identity, duality, and the parts of us we've been trained to hide. If you've ever felt caught between your truth and your safety, grab the book. Let it pull the mask off gently. This is BookJuice. Short reflections, deep impact.